absolutely ridiculous to be fair.
So when you check a lot of businesses, major corporations, the CEOs have stepped down
long time ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks before.
Exactly.
2
long
weeks
before all of this panic.
now.
Yeah. So
Why?
they knew what was going on.
Yeah. Why?
I was about to ask why.
They understood it's much bigger than this coronavirus. This coronavirus is part of the chess piece. It's a chess game. Yeah. And when you focus on one thing, your mind's deflected from something else. Things are going on behind closed doors that you have no clue about.
Yeah, I mean, no one's talking about Brexit anymore.
No, you're talking about coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
You understand? You're not talking about the politicians and the generals and the businessmen that are trying to commit genocide. Because trust me, I'm not saying that the world is perfect, but the world doesn't deserve people to tell it how much people should be on it.
Of course.
That's true.
Do you understand?
What's that? Population control, eugenics?
Population control and eugenics is real.
Yeah, that's
and
been there for
trust
a long time.
me, it's happening.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Yeah.
Do your research. So what I'm saying is there's a lot going on under the table, a lot going on that's out of our control and our jurisdiction. But what is in our jurisdiction is the power, because all their talk and all their maneuvers, all their guns and all their bombs don't mean nothing unless they have people to use them with. You get it? Because the people are the tools. You can't use tools without people. Yeah, they're trying to get robots and machines, but who's making them? You think them? No, they're using people, because people are the geniuses, you know. People are they're the creators. We're the inventors and the source that creates everything on this planet. All they do is take it and market it and manage it to destroy us. They use it and turn it against us.
For profit as
For
well.
profit. Do you understand? So let's use it and turn it for something else rather than against us. Let's turn it outwards rather than inwards. Do you understand?
Do you think we're going to have a crisis about food? Because
Definitely.
most of our food is like imported, to be honest. So if they're saying that this virus is so big and really gonna take so much of effect on everyone, do you not think that our food supply may run out?
Brother, this is where the genius and the inventiveness and the creativeness of humans will come into play. Trust me, I know that we will do something and make food. We will make something happen.
Cannibalism is real. That's
No.
I agree with your statement.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen. There's two ways. There's the easy way and the hard way. There's the right way and there's the madman way.
I understand that with the madman way you're saying, but if you look even from like past wars on that, England only have potatoes. Really, you might get potatoes, some strawberries, maybe a few apples and pears, but that's not going to be enough to feed us. That's not going to be able to feed anybody. Because even in the world wars before, they were living on potatoes.
You have to understand. So that everything is kind of in house now, if you know what I mean. Like you can do what you're doing without having to do it big. You can do small things now. Do you understand? You can do little things. We are used to we are so used to glutton. We are so used to the luxuries. We're so used to being. We are so friggin' lazy and forgotten. We've forgotten.
Do you know what it is?
Do you understand?
No. I agree with you. I can start to agree with you on that something, because do you know that there's some people that fast a lot.
Do you understand?
The people that fast a lot,
do you understand?
They live a bit longer because they've learned to fast.
Do you understand?
Like most of our generation, we've never really been taught too fast.
We don't know about them.
We don't know how to minimize
3 times a day. 3 days.
Yeah, we eat whatever we want to eat. Whenever we want to eat.
See,
like you want to eat 3 in the morning, we will. So we're accustomed to that. But you got to remember, if your body's accustomed to a certain thing and then now you're trying to take it away rapidly,
there's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a shock to your system.
That's right.
So,
I mean, going back to food situation, I mean, this is again, I was thinking out loud. I thought, okay, my kid's going to be home. And what do I do now? So what I did was I went to the garden center, bought some compost and bought some seeds. I thought let's do this as an activity, family activity. So I get the kids out, have those planted, and even some potatoes. I just put them in potato sacks or just even in a bag, Sainsbury's bag, and watch them grow. And again, I know it will take some time for them to flourish and so on, but
it's fruits of your labors.
Exactly, and also
it's bonding too.
It's bonding, and it's something that to keep your mind off things.
Do you understand?
So
you can't really go wrong with these kind of things. These are better than sitting down on your phone
watching TV,
watching the hype of coronavirus. So what I'm saying is,
cool.
Let's do something
Be proactive.
Rather than reactive, right?
Yeah,
because
of course.
that's the key. It's the key.
And even you will realize sometimes, like you said, some are used to fasting, and then some who's not. It's probably a time to realize how much food they
listen,
eating.
brother. All my life I've been called Marga Dog. Yeah, skinny boy. Why you so skinny? Listen, right now people gonna be skinny like me. So I'm happy.
Keeping in mind on the topic of food, I feel like we should actually keep in mind the homeless people, the people that actually constantly live on the streets that can't even isolate themselves, one, can't be in quarantine, two, but then also have to fight for food 10 times worse than they will. By fighting, I mean like the normal people already fighting for food, let alone the homeless people that can't afford. So we should really keep that in mind. If you pass a homeless person, you can give them anything.
But you see, this will show character,
compassion.
in a sense
It's
of
true.
Compassion.
You'll have those
But a lot of people
that will go out to take from others, and then you'll have those that will go to give. Now we will find out who's who in this time, because they've always been that.
Of course.
Do you understand? People's been taking and people's been giving.
Yeah.
So in this time, it's just more extreme. Do you understand? So we're gonna see those that was on the fence that might not have taken much or given much. They're going to start taking more or giving more. It depends on which way they sway.
But
Do you
in saying
understand?
that-
You can also remember some people don't have to give.
Exactly.
No,
That's the
it's a
difference.
mentality though.
It's-
It's not about giving, It's about even a kind word, even a nod, a positive attitude. This is what it is. You're either me or you. Do you get it? It's either I am selfless or I'm selfish. Do you get it? Which one are we? Which
in
one?
saying that-
Which one?
What is the government doing for like the homeless people? For
No,
the
forget the
vulnerable
government.
people?
Forget the government,
No, but
because-
shouldn't they be doing something? There's so
They
many.
should,
No, let me
if
say
so,
this.
then they should be doing something from now.
Yeah,
But
like,
They
me say
should
this
rally
though.
up all the homeless people from
The
now.
government are telling you and me, if you got coronavirus, stay in your yard.
So where's the homeless people staying
Thank
if they ain't got a
you.
yard?
Where do they-
Where do they
so
go?
literally,
They're getting quarantined.
they're getting quarantined.
Straight
They're getting
away.
swept up.
Yeah. Off the streets.
They're the first to go, and
Yeah.
it's so sad. But we, the poor, are the first to go in any situation. Do you get it?
Sad.
Facts.
It's
Yeah.
actually sad.
So I mean, it's sad, but it's the reality. I mean,
I think
in ancient days, they used to put the disabled on the front line in war. Do you get it? Because they were expendable as far as the generals were concerned. This is the same thing. Do you get it? Yeah? They will put the less abled on the front line. Because guess what? You're not gonna survive. Do you understand? So why am I gonna jeopardize me for you? Let you die first.
It's all self. It's all
Exactly,
it's
and this is
all
the point.
about
So
self.
we have to be selfless. We have to turn it around. We have to help those less abled. Yeah,
Of course. Like the old and
That's
the
right.
vulnerable.
Yeah. I mean,
But I think this country is built. It's always been built with less empathy.
yeah.
Like
And we need more.
we needed a lot more empathy, or we wouldn't have even really maybe got into this situation.
This
But
is the point.
it's like you could see someone homeless and you wouldn't want to help them.
Listen, this chicken's coming home to roost. This is a reflection of our disease on the earth.
Yeah.
We are the disease on the planet. And the fact is,
Agreed.
the earth is fighting back.
Yeah.
The earth has said, yeah, all right, cool. Just like I would, and your body would, if anything infected it,
Yeah,
it would
have to
fight back.
Yeah.
So guess what? It's a comeuppance and payment for our doing. We've done this.
Yeah.
Let's do something else now. Let's fix it, because the earth will Do you understand?
No, the earth has to cleanse itself.
Do you understand?
It has to cleanse itself. There has to be a balance with everything in life. There's the good. Without good, you'll never know bad. Without bad, you'll never know good.
That's right.
But at this time, it's just weighing up the balance.
That's right.
I think in any situation, any government will put forward, if you've got a choice to lose 200,000 people or 5 million, they wouldn't think twice.
No.
To do whatever's necessary to get rid of those that are infected.
Of course.
Personally.
Of course.
So whether it's taking you from your house, taking you against your will, even if they believe you got it and you haven't got it.
But just throwing it out there, devil's advocate. Just suppose this strain that is affecting people is actually just a flu-like symptom. And corona or COVID-19 that is actually killing people is what they get when they go to the hospital and they get injected. And guess what? How many people have died on the roads without being tested?
None that I've heard.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, how do you know that it's not the injection
That's what I was saying.
or them that's killing you?
That's why I had to ask.
If you
do they
cough,
test?
because everyone gets flu or cough, right? So if you cough and be like, oh, come, you need to get tested. You're dead. Like, I'm just saying.
No, it makes
It makes perfect sense. Even to add to your point, because I think I told you this, my mum even said this. Her doctor, I think her GP messaged her that if she's sick or whatever, she shouldn't come to the actual surgery place. She should call this number and somebody will come and pick her up and
and never
whatever.
seen again.
Exactly. That's exactly what my mother said. She said,
No way.
I call this number and I'm gone. And I'm gone. Literally.
They're taking it.
That's what I'm saying. So what if the woman's pregnant now, or genuinely, has like sickle cell or cancer, or God forbid, where are they left off now? Do they go to the hospital? Are they allowed to go to the hospital, or do they have to call a certain number as well and get picked up?
Not never come back.
Exactly, never to be seen again. It's crazy. It's crazy. So what you said is true. It's actually true.
It's crazy times, but again, my point is just
To
be
be
calm, just enjoy the time with your loved ones and do your research. I mean, I'm sure things will become better once people realize the true value of.
We are in a state of emergency. I mean, an epidemic. An epidemic is a virus that's spreading. A pandemic is a virus that's already spread. And that means there's nothing that can be done to stop it spreading. Do you get it? It's already spread. So this quarantine is bullshit because it's already spread. Do you get it?
Yeah, they can't really shut it down.
They can't shut it down
if it's already spread.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So really and truly, what we need to do now is look at the bigger picture and what we're gonna do rather than what they're doing, because they're telling us everything that we don't need to hear. Do you get it?
That's true.
So let's tell ourselves what we need to hear. Yeah? We need to look about ourselves, because like you said, there's no money coming in no more for some man. For certain people that was self-employed or like running their own business, unless their business is thriving.
But even if it's thriving,
Exactly.
how long can that last for? When
No, some businesses like online things.
Online stuff.
good.
You are going.
Do you understand?
To thrive. It
Do you
doesn't make
understand?
it- Online, you are winning, but they're saying now, even if the best thing to do now is to learn online.
That's right.
On online business.
But even online, it's only people are not spending their money to buy clothes anymore.
No,
But it
So
doesn't
therefore,
have to be closed. But the only way you're gonna generate money through this time is
Selling
online.
something
Selling
that people
online
need right now.
or a service online.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think service specifically for this
That's what I said.
situation
right
would
now.
thrive, but otherwise you're gonna still suffer. It is a hard job to even to sell online these days.
It's depending on what you're selling, because there's a lot of people still buying. To be honest, it's depending on what you're.
People are always gonna
People
buy.
we're the biggest consumers.
Yeah, people are always gonna
People
buy.
are always
but
gonna consume
It's
and
all
want.
about how you market it.
And what it is.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, and the other problem now is where do you get it from? Because
They're still going to
We
deliver.
always
deliveries.
know. What I meant is the manufacturing. It's always been China. Now nobody wants to get anything from China, because
China's
of,
back in business. You
100%.
China is back in
100%.
business,
They're
and the
booming.
yen is
It's
stronger
stronger.
than
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Chinese have actually, their currency dropped when it first started. But now if you check, the yen is actually stronger than the pound now.
That's good.
The economy is back up.
That's really good news. But then you have to think about how do you get it shipped, because now it's taking longer for the shipments to come through, and it will maybe cost slightly higher because
course.
people are taking advantage of the situation as well. You see, so.
But this is the point.
But you're
necessity breeds demand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If they need it, they're gonna get it. That's why supply and demand. You can name your price.
100%.
You can name your price when you have the supply.
Yeah.
You get it. But again, back to this understanding of the dynamics, because really and truly, the businesses, yes, they're gonna fall, but it's not even about the businesses, really and truly, because but money will always fluctuate, because remember, money is made up. Money is it's numbers.
It's not backed by anything.
No, not anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? So they can do what they want with the money. But in terms of the lies, this is what we need to
go back and see.
see.
The lies that we've been sold.
Yes, we've been sold lies all our life.
But I think even if you go a bit further not further, but on the same point, like most every child that's born into a hospital that has a birth certificate is registered to have a certain amount of money, and that's what they use as a GDP, and that's what they use in your banking system as currency. So right now, when they're playing with the GDP, they're playing with the population. Each person's like £1 million entitlement. So this is what they're playing with. So when they give you cash money, the cash money is useless. Everybody knows this. It's just to make you believe that you have something.
Of course.
You don't have anything.
It's just receipts.
It's just a receipt.
Yeah.
They're playing it, but they've done it for so long in such a way, and we've all conformed to
But
it.
you see, it's our energy. Our energy is what is the money. Because again, like I said, we are the tools. Our energy creates things.
Yep.
With our minds, with our hands.
Yep.
Do you get it? We make things happen. Everything else is shaped. It becomes something, but it only becomes something through us. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So they need us. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. They do. But listen,
we get
look,
like you said, brainwashed to think that we have to work for money, when really and truly they need our energy.
Of course, but you got to remember now they're realizing that if you can make a few computers and robots, they need less humans if you can get more robots to do it. So this is exactly what's going to happen.
That's
You
right.
understand? It's easy. Why do I need to pay?
That's why depopulation control. You're not needed no more.
eugenics. You're not needed.
Like if
It's
your mind
overcrowded.
isn't good enough, then
Yeah,
you don't need
yeah,
we don't
yeah.
need your manual labor.
Yeah, no.
Do you understand?
We need great minds.
Yes, right.
We need great minds and creators.
That's right.
All the great mind and creators, scientists, we need them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be needed no matter what.
That's why I'm on the boat still. But no, I'm joking.
We put you on. That boat ain't getting too far, but yeah, I think these are the times though. These are the times to be honest of the art.
Trust me.
What I was gonna say is that I think these are the real times of the revelation.
It is.
So
We are
like,
in revelation.
even if people don't want to believe or non-believers,
Let's not
and
get
whatever else-
biblical,
I'm
but
not.
it's
I'm not going to.
biblical
I'm
times.
not going to. I'm just saying.
It's
If
true.
you go back in the Bible, if you're non-believer, believer, it doesn't make a difference.
Do your
but
research.
if you read it and you see the times that we're in now,
See, it's real.
it sounds so like now.
Similar.
It's undeniable. Really undeniable. Like, you don't want to believe it. Cool. You don't have to.
Do your research.
But it's
But
almost like
it-
they did it specifically for that. It's like it was played into the hands.
yeah.
It's crazy.
It's written out.
Yeah,
It's the book, but they said
yeah.
it. The book has been written
That's
before.
right. That's right.
And it's the time.
Exactly.
No one wanted to believe it, but I'm not trying to say who should believe and who not to believe. That's everyone's got their own opinion and
What I do
religious
know-
belief, if they have any at all. But I'm just saying, I my personal experience. I've read the book. the revelation,
enlightenment, and awakening will definitely be happening
right now.
in our faces.
Right now.
In our lifetime, we're
Right
gonna
now.
see
Yeah.
a spiritual awakening where people
Right now.
are gonna check themselves fully. Do you understand? So this is a good
Only the
time.
people that are aware. And because you remember, it's
Even if they're not aware, they might not even be aware that they're checking themselves, but they're going to see something that's going to make them question everything that they've ever believed. Do you get it? They're going to either say, "Raw, this is real," or they're going to say, "I knew it." Do you get it?
yeah.
Trust me.
But not everyone's awake to see it though. Remember, there's a lot of blind people, like, and I mean spiritually blind, just like
Blind leading
just
blind.
blind leading blind, and we are like still being led.
That's right.
A lot of the masses are still being led without thinking or without questioning,
No,
or without even doing research.
Exactly.
So those
Big
ones,
sheep.
I can't. It will take somebody to spark that in them.
Yeah. Many of them will definitely just fall in the way. Many people are cannon fodder, which is sad to say. Many people are lost and will never be found, and
That's
is
a fact. That's a fact.
True.
It's sad, but
Yeah, but
Lost
do you know what it
souls?
is? If you don't know you're lost, you don't want to be found.
that's right.
Do you understand? Like, I tell someone, if you don't know you have a problem, you'll never be able to fix it. So if you don't think you're lost, you'll never be able to be found. Like, you're comfortable with, I'm not lost, I know where I am.
That's right.
I'm comfortable in shit, if you want me to say it.
But
From-
this is what it is. If you get comfortable in shit, you don't want to change your nappy.
Why would you want to? Because you're comfortable in shit. You can't tell me like, I'm going out, I'm sitting in
All
shit
that
now.
nappy rash and whatnot.
What nappy rash? I'm used to this now. This is normal. Do you understand? This might give me some extra energy or something. I don't know. But this is the society that we're in. Like, we get comfortable in the situation, and once you're comfortable, like without what do they say? Without real pain, there's not much growth.
That's
innit?
right.
Like,
Life is pain.
you need,
we need to
like, you're not
live
going to
the
change
pain.
your circumstances
That's right.
until you feel something to make you change it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
if you don't know that you're, being led, or you don't see it,
This is why most people do not grow.
No.
Because
It's
they
that-
get comfortable. They don't
Yeah,
want
of course.
pain. They don't realize that without pain, there is no actual understanding of what you go through. Pain is a warning and a signal. It
100%.
makes you understand.
Sure.
You get it? If you don't understand, then you go through it again and again and again and
until
again.
you learn. You're like, oh, how many times do I have? But it's like, do you know what it is? We're creatures of
After
habit.
pain comes death.
Yep.
We're creatures of habit.
That's right.
We're all creatures of habit. So 99% of the time, whatever you've done once, you're gonna do it again until you've learned what you're meant to learn.
That's right.
And
And go to the next stage.
A lot of us fall on the same lessons.
That's right.
Misery loves comfort, and a lot of people
Yeah.
don't actually know
How not to be miserable.
exactly.
No.
It comes natural, because after a while it's just like,
No, but this is actually something that's been forced on us, though. The misery. Again, it comes down to the vibrations and the
Yeah,
frequencies.
they've lowered it.
They've
Yeah.
lowered our frequencies and done that on purpose and made us be very base, physical, animalistic. Nothing to do with enlightening ourselves
No.
or overstanding what we're
Yeah.
doing, rather than understanding. We don't even talk no more. Do you know what I'm saying? Man
Message.
will message and just say the minimal. Do you know what I'm saying? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
If that.
It's good. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what it
Bless.
is? But it's the media and technology. It's made it so simple where before we didn't have phones, so you know where to meet up. You
have to
more
travel
engaged.
to
You'd have
see
to
your
travel
friends.
to
Yep.
engage. And,
right.
everyone had house phones and that. I remember the days, and we were more compassionate.
Yeah.
A lot more compassionate when
right.
we was younger. But once
And
the
a lot
social
more
media,
careful on the phone. Do you
Of course.
understand? You'd have a time on the phone. You would think about what you're saying on the phone or what you're doing.
yeah,
Now there's
No.
no time. There's
No
no thought.
thinking.
There's no
No
nothing.
limit.
nothing.
Do you understand?
Yeah, this is the times we're in. It's
But yeah, I mean, the situation we are in now, that technology can become useful, because now just think about your grandma. You know, like, she's isolated and we are on a lockdown. Now she has to learn how to use the phone to do a video chat or I chat or whatever. And in a way, it's a good thing, because my kids will tell me how to use Snapchat or things I don't know, but that will help me to talk to
It's true. It's
somebody
true.
else.
It kind
So,
of bridges the gap a bit. But some elders, they're so stuck in their ways, they
Anti.
can't. They're not on it. They're not on it.
Anti.
No.
No. Anti.
they know. I
I
understand.
just want one of the dials. Get answers. That's it.
Of course. But
I don't want to
You
know nothing
They're
about
saying you can't
Instagram.
teach your old dog new tricks.
Tricks.
Yeah,
They
Some
live
of
by
them.
it. They live by it.
It's
Some of them
true.
live by it.
It's true.
But I think we have to now. We
Yeah,
have to come up
yeah.
with maybe on Facebook. We can maybe create
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
groups.
yeah, it's
you know,
true,
like
it's
so you looking after each other within that
community.
within the community,
Especially
and
even if
that
on
can
the
grow.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think even on the lockdown, you can create like a forum,
That's right.
You
and
know
that
what?
will help out with the community. So
Necessary.
even if you, as I said, with interacting, you might not have to be able to go out because you don't know maybe your neighbour's infected.
Yeah,
But if you had a Facebook page or somewhere where everyone could communicate,
And
then
even-
at least you would know. Like,
That's
okay,
right. That's
you can
awareness
be able,
as well.
you're still aware because your neighbour will be like, you know what, I think I'm getting sick.
That's
okay,
right, that's
then we
right.
need to know that. We need to check on you to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
if you might need something.
right.
Okay,
That's
we
right.
can still come and bring it to you.
That's right.
You don't have to
But-
come up, but we can bring it to
That's
you to
right.
try and ensure that you can.
And then people
overcome
could donate.
whatever.
People may have some extra pasta bags or
this is the
some
thing.
bread. You know, they could say, "Oh, you know,
This is where
I
we
can
how
help
we
out."
come
come together now.
And
That's
help.
right.
So
Communal. You become the communal, and you start to teach each other about rationing. You start to share. This is communal now. You start to realize you are selfless and you are part of a team. You're not on your own. It's scary. Everybody actually knows that, but really and truly, they've conditioned themselves to believe that that's the way. It's the only way because I can only trust myself. No, you can't. You can't trust yourself. You cannot trust yourself. Trust me. If you could trust yourself, you'd be doing something real. You know, understand? You're doing some
others.
bull stupidness. So really and truly, trust in a higher power.
100%.
Do you understand? That's what you need to do, and trust in
100%.
the community. Trust that people will
Go
come
back.
together when there's
Times.
times of crisis. Because guess what? It's human nature. Do you understand?
It is, but as I said, I think this is where it's going to be a line because remember we've been conditioned for how many years by watching TV, movies,
That's right.
programs. We've been influenced to think for yourself. It's about you. Everybody is about you. I need to be. I need to eat.
Self-importance.
That is human nature too.
It is human nature, but then as I said, even in a crisis, a lot of people it's going to be harder than like. That's why people are still fighting over toilet paper in Tesco's. That don't make sense. Like
right.
I don't even understand mentally why people would fight
Toilet
over
paper.
toilet paper in a pandemic. You're talking about wiping your arse.
Understand this.
I don't get it.
Exactly.
Is it food? Isn't food more? Like,
It is, but
and even
do you know
with
what
the
it is?
food,
Do you know what it is?
It's all about me.
Let me tell you why they are buying toilet roll.
It's self.
Let me tell you why they're buying toilet roll. They're buying toilet roll because they think that they can wipe their nose. They're not even thinking about wiping their arse, really. Do you understand? But it is an arsehole move. Do you get it?
100%. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like
It's dumb.
it's stupid. Like,
So selfish.
it's selfish
Do you know
and
what I'm saying?
stupid, but then
So
you can see how we've been conditioned.
Exactly.
A lot of the people have been conditioned. Like toilet paper, like, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
That's
Before
good. That's
people
good.
get
Listen,
water.
if you've got to be isolated in your house, that's the last thing you're thinking about, unless you don't bathe or you don't know how to wash yourself.
Exactly,
Or you
thank
don't know
you.
how to look after yourself.
Thank you.
What is toilet paper?
I'll be
Like,
so real.
I'm honest with it.
I do believe that was a conspiracy by the toilet roll companies to
it could be, you know.
get extra boost. Because guess what? They're caking right now.
Yeah, their sales are high. Their sales
Do you
are high.
understand? Them man don't need to make nothing. Them man say I'm relaxing.
Yeah, their
Can you
sales are
imagine
high.
in
For
a
a good
crisis,
2 months.
toilet
The
paper
paper.
private?
Yeah, not water.
Not
Not water, that's
thank
an
you.
essential.
Toilet.
Not tin food.
That's
Well, tin
madness.
food as well, but
Yeah, but guess
toilet
what?
paper's the first.
That's the first thing.
The first thing to go was shit.
Not even a wipe.
Not even a wet wipe.
wet wipes.
Not even wet wipes. Toilet paper. I'm done.
Do you understand? Dry toilet paper.
But talk about wet wipes.
done
You know,
like that.
I mean, I was at the shops the other day, and I felt sorry for this dad because he's hanging around the baby nappy section, and he's just looking for something. Wipes. You know, when you mentioned wipes, that, you know, reminded me, and there was no wipes at all. And he's calling his wife and say, "There's nothing here," and so and so, and just something, you know, like people in need like that.
Even with nappies, my friend told me that he couldn't find no nappies. He was
Do you
trying
know
to
the
buy
worst?
nappies. It's gone.
Do you know the worst? Tesco's and the big companies didn't have nappies, but you know 90% of the Turkish small
That's right.
shops
That's right.
had everything.
Thank you.
Everything.
People just
It don't
cheap.
make no sense.
People
Because
are
everyone's running to the big
People are
supermarket.
crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the normal shops have
normal shops are
everything.
safe.
Thriving, you know.
Bro, they've still got disinfectant, everything,
Milk, sugar,
every
water.
milk, sugar, water,
Listen,
everything.
people, open your eyes. Wake up.
Honestly.
Wake up!
Stay woke.
Please!
Stay woke. Listen, stay asleep, man. Stay asleep.
In it. Go bed.
Go
They're
bed, man.
napping on
Like,
us, man.
you're
Taking
done
naps.
at it. Go bed, man. Go bed, man. Go bed.
Is this thing on? Anyway.
Telling you.
Anyway, let's wrap this up because really and truly, we could go on for days on this.
Come on.
But
Honestly.
we've been forced to talk about coronavirus because everyone's
Everyone's
talking about
talking about
coronavirus. And I actually am so sick and tired of it. I want it to go away. And I really wish that we can learn from this and become better as people because otherwise, we're going to cease to exist. This is the time, people. Let's wake up. Connect.